touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of David
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Sundays, or shall I say, your True Crime Sundays. Okay. Now I know I said I was going to be doing True Crime Sundays for members only, but I decided to kill two birds with one stone. Okay. Because I have a lot to do today. So we're going to be discussing, now this is a story that I first reported to you, I believe it was last week, okay, about the body being found in the trunk of the car and them saying the car belonged to the singer David. So now we're going to get into the updates, all right? So before we get started, let's see who all is in here, and then let's have a word from my sponsor. Hey, G from the land, Juju is in the house, Pearly, Mel, We the People, Nessa G, Terry Hinton, Perplex, Anita Harrell. All right, let's get into it. I rock with UTV is in the house. Khalid Herleen, Millicent is here. All right. Pearly. Okay, Natasha, I see you, beloved. Okay, Cookie's in the house. Okay, shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. And a big shout out to my moderators, because y'all know that we put in work. So before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right. So with that all being said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And also, she sells beard oil for men. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Don't forget to hit that like button. Also, please double check to make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. Now, listen. So it was reported that there was another body found, okay, at the impound lot in a different car, like days after Celeste Rivers Hernandez's body was found in David's car. But I did some research into it, and that body supposedly had nothing to do with this story. Okay, that body had nothing to do with this story. So we're not even going to get into all of that. All right. So let's just stick to the facts of what has been reported and what people are saying. First of all, here's everything we know so far. Okay, on September the 8th, Los Angeles police made a horrifying discovery. A dismembered, badly decomposing body was in the trunk of a 2023 Tesla. Now, the car was registered to David Anthony Burke, better known to indie music fans as David or D4vd. And the person was later identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now, contrary to popular belief, the dead do tell tales. Okay? Because at the end of the day, the tattoo on her middle finger and pictures and things found online and different things have all led people to suspect that David is the one who killed this young lady. And she was just a teenager, 13 years old, and he was supposedly dating her. Now, they say the more we learned about the victim's identity and her apparent relationship with David, the more horrifying the story became. But who is this mysterious girl and what was her connection to David? Well, here's everything about Celeste Rivas and the terrible circumstances that connect her with the indie star. Now, Celeste was from Lake Ellensnore, which is about a 90-minute drive from where her body was eventually found. Apparently, she had a history of running away from home. Now, this is according to a TikToker, okay, who claims that they're her cousin. Okay, said she had done so at least 4 times prior to this. She'd run away at least 4 times, and she sometimes lived with extended family during those times. She'd been described as bubbly and sweet by all those that knew her. Her mother claims that she was dating someone named David at the time of her disappearance. Now, there is a photo showing David in Lake Ellensnore prior to her disappearance, which is only a short walk from where Celeste lived. And here's the thing. Now, this is just rumors. I haven't been able to confirm this, but there are some people that said that people close to the people, David as well as Celeste, that they were saying that the mother knew about the relationship, that the brother had actually gone to the police to report her missing, and that the brother was giving them information or whatever, but the mother would not corroborate what he was saying, and that the mother only came out and started talking after the body was found in the trunk. And then that's when she came forward saying that her daughter was dating a singer or dating a guy named David, because some people allege that David was paying the mother, giving her money to be in this relationship with Celeste. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is it's very concerning to me, okay, as a parent, to think that a mother would have a 13-year-old daughter who has a boyfriend, but you haven't ever met him. You've never had him at your house to see who this person is. Do you know how old he is? Do you know any of these things? So I'm thinking that maybe the mother did know something, okay? Because did she not wonder where her daughter was going? I mean, I would have just had so many questions. But anyway, let's continue. So there's photos of David with a girl that clearly looks like Celeste. Okay. And they date back to the time before she even went missing. Now, in a lot of them, she's either covering her mouth or is partially obscuring her face with either a designer bag or a hoodie. Now, the clearest look that is shown is a video with David, where again, he's with a girl who looks like Celeste. Okay. And he's answering questions on a live stream. Okay. He then instructs his mods to delete the evidence of the stream after it's over. So let's talk about that, because this stream, I actually have that video and I will be showing it to you all. But on the stream, she actually exposes him. Okay, she actually exposes him. And I'm going to, something that she says, and I'm thinking this may have been a cry for help. Maybe she said that to try to get someone's attention, because what she blurted out, or maybe she just did it because, she was young and immature and thought it was funny. I don't know. But what I do know is that when she said what she said, people in the chat that were watching, started saying things that let me know they caught on to what she was, what she was basically, implying. And also, there are people who absolutely knew what was going on with David and Celeste. They had to have known, because he's taking her out in public and everything. Okay, his PR people didn't know about this. His manager, nobody knew. Somebody had to, because she was literally going to performances with him. Okay, so I'm going to show you all of this. I just find it very hard to believe that the mother didn't know this person's age and whatever was going on with him and her daughter, I wonder if he really was paying her. And I'm inclined to think that, maybe that is what was going on, because we know how some of these parents do. Okay, we know this is how R. Kelly was getting a lot of those teen girls, right? Because parents were sending them off to be with him, thinking they're going to get money and all of that. Okay, so anyway, but let's continue. So anyway, it goes on to say he told his mods to delete the stream once it was over. Okay, so if this is Celeste, it seems the people in his entourage knew that he was seeing an underage girl because she looked her age. Okay, she looked like a young girl. Okay, so on the David Discord server, there are flirtatious interactions between David and Celeste that date back to 2022. Now, if this is the same Celeste, in which I do believe it is, and his best friend said that it was, okay, that means that she was 11 years old at the time of those interactions. Okay, please pay attention. That means that she was 11 at the time of those interactions in 2022. Okay, there are also interactions between fans in which they speculate that David's girlfriend is named Celeste. And also, there's something that his bodyguard had posted online, and it said, "Hey, Celeste." All right. So on September the 19th, the Discord moderator posted a message essentially confirming the validity of the messages and claiming that he didn't know Celeste was underage. Now, there's also this video from January of 2024 in which David tags a user with the name 0907 on September the 7th, which is Celeste's birthday. And as if that wasn't enough, pictures surfaced of the two sharing matching tattoos. And that's the one I told you all about when I first reported on this story, because Celeste has a shh tattoo, like be quiet, on her right index finger. I'm sorry, I think I said middle finger, but it's actually on her right index finger, which is partially how the authorities were able to identify her body. Okay, now David also has that same tattoo on his right index finger. So this is a tattoo that people got the idea from Rihanna, because Rihanna's the one who popularized that tattoo. Okay. So TMZ scoured through photos and they noticed something interesting. David did not have that tattoo on his finger up through August of 2024, which means that he got it after Celeste went missing in April of 2024. Now, was that his way of, paying homage to her? Because I think that's very interesting that he got that tattoo after she's missing. Now, that still doesn't prove there's a connection between the two of them, but it is something, and it's definitely suspicious, in my opinion. Okay, so there's a David demo, which was leaked in December of 2023, that's actually named Celeste. And the lyrics discuss his obsession with a girl named Celeste. Says, "Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed." Yeah, this is clearly okay. And I think he actually was obsessed. Now, other songs that include possible Celeste references are Hello Kitty Shirt, which include the lyrics, "Tell me where you want it. Tell me if it hurts." Now, there's also the song Romantic Homicide. Okay, and there's a music video about that, which was released in September of 2022. Now, it dropped before Celeste went missing, but it has extremely, suspect imagery, including David looking at the body of a bloodied dead girl. Okay. And then there's and in this video, there's a car. He's like out in the, it looks like he's out in the woods or somewhere with a car, and then there's like a girl with him. I'm going to show you all of that. And then there's the rehab video in which David's anime avatar dismembers a girl. I'm going to show you that too, because remember, Celeste's body was dismembered. Okay, now aside from the mom's interview with TMZ, there's a DM conversation purportedly with Celeste's brother. He believes that David killed his sister. He says that his sister wanted to wait until she was 18 and to get married. Now, that's interesting too, because there was some reference about that in song lyrics too. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay, so he had a song, it was called Decide. Okay, that song came out in 2022, and here are the lyrics. Now, remember, the brother said, because y'all know I be connecting the dots, the brother said that Celeste wanted to wait until she was 18 and get married. Okay, so here's what the lyrics are in the song titled Decide from 2022. It says, I know what the problem is. Save your tears. I know life is complicated. Hold on, I'm sorry. No. It says, I know what the problem is. Save your tears 11 years. I know life is complicated. Or save your tears 7 years. I know life is complicated. Okay, so please pay attention. He said, I know life's complicated. Save your tears 7 years. With that all being said, in 2022, Celeste would have been 11. And then save your tears 7 years. 7 plus 11 is 18. Her brother said she wanted to wait until she was 18. Okay, so all of this is not a coincidence. All right, please pay attention. Measure Man says music tells a story and evokes spirits. Yes, it absolutely can. So with that all being said, goes on to say that she wanted to wait until she was 18 to get married. And then lastly, he claims that he reported this all to the police, but the police didn't follow up. And the police likely didn't follow up because the mother didn't go, allegedly, because people are saying the mother didn't go and corroborate the story. Okay, the mother didn't say anything at that time, which I also find interesting. It makes me further think that just possibly David was giving the mother some cash. Okay, so a teacher also went viral for claiming that he taught Celeste before she went missing. Now, in the video taken by a student during one of his classes, he claims that she actually ran away to Hollywood a prior time in order to be with David, someone whom she met online. This is what a teacher said, but that the police tracked her down and then returned her back home to her mother. Now, in some of the videos and photos, the girl who looks like Celeste is wearing Hello Kitty gear, including Hello Kitty Crocs. Okay, and according to her missing poster, Hello Kitty Crocs sandals, those were the last things that Celeste was wearing before she disappeared. And this is just too much. I really think that he's guilty because this is not making any sense to me. I absolutely think that he's guilty. Okay, it's too much going on. And at the very least, we know he's guilty of dealing with a minor. So Hello Kitty is an ongoing visual motif for David. There are numerous photos of him wearing Hello Kitty merchandise, and he's used Hello Kitty avatars, including a bloody one, by the way, on social media. And then there's these random videos where he talks about a Hello Kitty girl that he met in 2021. Okay, I want you all to pay attention because if he met her in 2021, that means he met her when she was 10 and he would have been 15 because he's 5 years older than her. Okay, he said he met her in 2021 and he alludes to torture, pouring boiling water if he catches her looking at other guys. Nice joke, he says. I don't think that's anything funny. And then talking about torture. Let's stop right there and pause for a second and talk about this torture. You see, this is why I think this young man is guilty, because David seems to be a sick-minded person. He seems like you all know that I'm a serial killer expert, and he seems to have the hallmark signs of someone who could potentially have become a serial killer had this all not come out when it did. I even wonder if he's done anything like this before, because his mindset, he loves blood and gore like serial killers do. Let's talk about it. These are some of the clothing items that he would sell on his website. Okay, bloody clothing. Who wears this? Who wears this? Who thinks this is what you want to call fashion? It's disgusting. Now, I'm going to show you where he tells people on a live how he makes these clothing items. But also, I went to the website. I went to his website, and those clothes are no longer for sale. The website is bare. Let me just pull that up so you all can see. Since these nefarious allegations have come to surface, now when you go on his site, here's what you find. You all see that? You all see that? It says, we can't find this page you're looking for. All right. Now that's clearly suspicious in my opinion, because if he didn't do anything, what's the need to stop selling those items? Maybe he thought it was a bad look or whatever. And yeah, it is a bad look. Okay. Now, someone who likes bloody clothes, has an obsession with gore, and then who further has videos showing a person being dismembered. This is all much more than some strange coincidence, in my opinion. Now, authorities located a corpse on September the 17th, with police announcing that the body belonged to the 15-year-old girl, but that age is determined by the day that the police found her. Celeste Rivas Hernandez actually went missing on April the 4th of 2024, over 17 months ago. And at the time she went missing, she was not 15, she was 13. Okay? So very sad, a really horrific story. All right, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, I'm going to go to this news report. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share the screen.
An abandoned Tesla registered to the singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The teen was reported a runaway and missing out of Lake Elsinore nearly a year and a half ago. Tonight, a house close to where that Tesla was abandoned was searched. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is there live now in Hollywood with more. Tim.
And Mark, those CSI investigators literally just left the scene about 10, 15 minutes ago. The police tape finally came off, and we were able to come a little bit closer to this house. Now, we don't know at this point what exactly those detectives were looking for, what they got out of that house. We saw them pull evidence and put it into an SUV, essentially where I'm standing right now. We don't even know why they were here in the first place, but this house just happens to be literally feet away from where that Tesla was found. A dozen LAPD investigators took a computer and other items from this Hollywood home just a block away from where an abandoned Tesla was found with a dead teenager in the trunk. Police spent hours at the home on Dehaney Place, placing several evidence bags into an SUV, but they wouldn't say if or how it was connected to the Tesla. Several homeowners say they remember seeing that distinct Tesla for a while, first parked in front of the house police searched today, then at two different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, you know, people could be hanging out with friends for a long time.
That abandoned Tesla was towed earlier this month, and workers at a Hollywood tow yard noticed a foul odor and found decomposed human remains wrapped in a garbage bag inside the car. We now know the young woman found dead was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the medical examiner, the same teen who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore last year. At a corner store in town, the owner recalled her coming in often.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave. Sometimes she come with a friend from the neighborhood.
Eyewitness News has learned Rivas had run away from home a few times. She was last reported missing in spring of 2024. Those who knew Rivas, who just turned 15 a week and a half ago, say she was bubbly and sweet.
She just seemed very lively and friendly, a typical teenager.
The medical examiner hasn't determined her cause of death, but part of the police investigation will be speaking to the owner of that Tesla, a musician who goes by David. His real name, David Anthony Burke, from Houston, Texas. David, made popular via social media for the songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, began the American leg of his world tour on July 30th and has continued performing since the investigation began. Tonight's show, though, in Seattle was canceled. The medical examiner also trying to determine how long Rivas had been dead, but based on the condition of the body, it might have been a while. Those who saw the Tesla this summer and watched LAPD spend hours in this well-to-do Bird Streets neighborhood are rattled by everything that's happened here.
It's scary to think that this is happening. And this is a beautiful neighborhood, it's very nice, beautiful, expensive homes, and we would think that we'd be safer.
Interesting note, the home here behind me that detectives have been focused on the better part of today has 2 cameras above the garage as well as a ring camera. In fact, this entire neighborhood has pretty extensive security system, with many of the homes having several cameras. We do know from a couple neighbors I spoke with earlier that police were here last week asking to review or see some of the security camera footage. We don't know if they got anything, if it's helped the case. As to this point, LAPD has been extremely tight-lipped about this entire investigation. We're live tonight in Hollywood. Tim Caputo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Tim Caputo, thank you.
Notice how they said the police is being very tight-lipped about the entire investigation. You know, this is just all given. This is like a horror movie. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if when he did that stuff to her, that he recorded himself doing it like a snuff film and has that hidden somewhere in the clouds or stashed somewhere, because he seems like that type of sick individual. Was this a sacrifice for his music career? Who knows? But this is all just so crazy and sick. Now, with that all being said, here's what they also report. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, is currently investigating the incident as a homicide. Now, a GoFundMe page was created by a person representing Rivas's family, seeking donations to lay her body to rest, following the confirmation from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner that the body found was in fact hers. And she had been reported missing since April of last year. They say, as many of you know, Celeste Rivas Hernandez has been identified as the body found last week. She was a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. Now, this is what a statement from her family read. Her family is heartbroken and devastated by this tragic loss. Now, the GoFundMe post has raised more than $14,000 of its goal for $20,000 from more than 500 donations as of Friday afternoon. A spokesperson for the GoFundMe told The Independent that its trust and safety team was working with the fundraiser's organizer to ensure the money safely reaches the Rivas family. Now, the family's first statement comes after police searched a home in Los Angeles' neighborhood where Burks' Tesla was abandoned. The search is connected to the Tesla and the investigation of the death in Rivas, according to law enforcement. Authorities were seeking several items, including digital devices that would have security recordings or could connect Rivas to the location. Now, the LAPD said several pieces of evidence were in fact recovered from the home, and they're going to analyze these. Authorities also said that investigators were following up on leads. Burke's Tesla was originally impounded after it had been parked on a Hollywood Hills street for more than 72 hours. A neighbor told CBS News that the Tesla had been abandoned for weeks. They said it smelled like sewage. Okay, that's what the Hollywood resident told the outlet. They said, I think the community knew something was wrong and reported the car being abandoned. Burke, age 20, was on the North American leg of his international tour at the time of the body's discovery. David has been informed about what's happened, and although he's still out on tour, he is fully cooperating with authorities. That's what a rep for the singer said in a statement. Now, mind you, this was days ago. Burke has since canceled the remaining dates of his U.S. tour amid the investigation into the body found in the car registered to him. The remaining dates on the singer's U.S. tour were quietly removed from venue websites as of Thursday, okay, according to Variety. Now, tour dates for the international leg of Burke's tour currently remain. This is all just really, really nefarious, if you ask me. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to go to this other news report, but they're saying that now, and this just came out today, he's actually canceled additional tour dates due to the investigation. So this is what the Independent reports. They say David has canceled his European and UK tour dates as he remains at the center of an investigation involving a missing 15-year-old girl's body found inside a Tesla registered to him. I don't know why they keep saying a 15-year-old girl as if she were alive. You know, when this, for the past year and a half, she was 13. So they should be saying the missing 13-year-old girl, because that's how old she was when she went missing. But anyway, dates in Amsterdam and Dublin, scheduled as part of his Wither 2025 World Tour, have also been canceled due to unforeseen circumstances, according to the venues. Tickets for his upcoming Australian concert dates, however, remain available for purchase at this time. Now, the latest cancellations come just one day after his U.S. dates were axed. The 20-year-old New York-born singer-songwriter, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, had been scheduled to perform September the 20th in Los Angeles and appear at the Grammys Museum September the 24th. But those events have been removed from listings. A Wednesday gig in Seattle was also pulled at the last minute. Authorities discovered a severely decomposed body in a bag in a vehicle registered to Burke at the Hollywood Tow on September the 8th. All right, it has since been identified as a missing 15-year-old girl, Celeste Rivas. Her death has been investigated as a homicide. The family of Rivas said that they are heartbroken and devastated by the loss. Okay, so now let's go to this next news report. And then I want to get into what his friends have said. And also the bodyguard. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, this is a report from court. This is a report from Court TV. I'm going to actually put up an overlay on this.
The vehicle is registered to a popular music artist known for his moody and emotional style. Singer David now finds himself at the center of a media storm. To David in Los Angeles after somebody noticed a stench coming from the vehicle. It was in a tow yard. In a statement to Court TV, the medical examiner said in part the decedent was found severely decomposed inside a vehicle on September 8th, 2025. She appears to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found. Rivas was last seen in April of 2024, about 60 miles away from Los Angeles. She was 13 years old at the time when she was reported missing. Authorities have not implicated David in Rivas's death. The singer is cooperating with police. So what questions remain in this investigation? A ton. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney David Bruto, media personality, and
Okay, so I want to hear what these men have to say about it. Panther Strike said the Tesla was stolen, right, Queen? No. No one has said that it was stolen, beloved. It belonged to David Anthony Burke, okay? And that's his real name, David. No one has said that it was stolen. It was just sitting there for days. And people complained about the stench. He was out of town on tour, okay? There's no proof that it was stolen. But let's continue. And they met, according to his song lyrics that he wrote about Celeste in, according to his song lyrics, they met in 2021 when she would have been 10 years old. Okay, and he would have been 15.
an artist, Headrack, and retired NYPD Detective Mike Alcazar. Good morning to all of you. Headcrack. Let's start with you. David, give us a sense of his career in terms of its trajectory, where he is at this point. He's only 20 years old, but he's already made quite a mark.
Making waves in all the right spaces and places. One of the places he really got a big launch pad from was Fortnite. He was one of those guys who made like one of the first anthems for the game that was utilized a lot. And he also was like really big on social media platforms like Discord, Reddit, naming a few. And, his fans are very active. They engage with his music. And he's one of those artists who's like, using all the tools that are available in a different way. And it's really like made quite an ecosystem for him.
And now he's at the center of all of this.
Okay, so let me stop for a second. Hold on. Perplex said that's what they reported initially, Queen. No, they didn't. You're saying they reported that the car was stolen? No, they didn't. I reported on this story when it initially came out, and there wasn't one word in there about his car being stolen, beloved. Some people speculated the car was stolen, but nobody said that the car was. And in fact, if I go to Chat GPT and type this in, hold on. It said his car, a Tesla registered to him, was found abandoned in the Hollywood Hills and towed to an impound lot, just like the article I just read to you. It said there's no evidence as of now that it was reported stolen, just that it was abandoned and later impounded. Okay? Just like I said. Now let's continue.
David, the body is severely decomposed. That's a problem, is it not? In that, at the end of the day, they may not have a cause of death here.
Yeah, without a doubt. First thing that jumped out at me with that forensic pathologist statement is, what's the cause of death? Cause and manner are the starting point for any prosecutor in a homicide case. And this may not be a homicide. You know, this could be a drug overdose. It could be a medical event. So certainly that is first and foremost for investigators and prosecutors, is to determine how she died. Depending on how the body is, how much it's decomposed, there's still ways to get toxicology from the body, and there should be damage and broken bones and all kinds of different ways to come to that decision. That's number one. Number two, we are in a gold rush of technology. Headcrack talked about the use of tools by this particular person, but at the same time, there's also going to be text messages and DMs, and there's going to be Snapchats, and there's going to be surveillance video, and the tech is so strong right now for law enforcement to be able to go back into the lives and look at digital footprints of both the victim and the suspect and determine who, when, where, and all the questions that really need to be answered with respect to the relationship. So those are two things that jump out at me: cause and manner, and then the tech that could basically put together the relationship and the communications.
Mike, David's Hollywood home was searched yesterday. They were out there for an extended period of time, picking up on what David just said. You have an individual who is a 20-year-old, very successful, wealthy entertainer. He's got a lot of people around him, and there's vehicles around him as well. And that's already been, it's been thrown out there as well. It's just because it's his vehicle doesn't mean he was the guy with the keys to the vehicle. Give us a sense of the difficulty of investigating this case from what we know.
Yeah, very true. That was the first thing that popped into my head. So they recovered this Tesla. They're going to canvass for video surveillance. It's already been told that the Tesla's been parked in several locations, so they're going to canvass for video there. The Tesla itself might have video surveillance. Everything's recorded electronically on Teslas. Its movement, and who approached it. And like David said, they're going to compare what kind of evidence, any kind of forensic evidence that they can gather from the scene, and they're going to compare that to any kind of DNA evidence inside the vehicle, inside his residence. It's going to be a methodical search for forensic evidence, and it's going to be daunting given the timeline and the decomposure of the body.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult out of the gate. Let's take a little closer look at the 20-year-old artist, David, including these kind of eerie lyrics from a hit single that he has. It's called Romantic Homicide, which was released 2 years before Rivas went missing.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the song because I'm not trying to get any copyright strikes, but I'll tell you what the lyrics are in the song Romantic Homicide. He says, "In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. Not a single tear. And I'm sick of patiently waiting for someone that didn't even arrive." Okay, in the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. And I'm sick of waiting patiently for someone that won't even arrive. Okay, so he's talking about death in the song. Okay, this is all given gruesome. No, right? I think that he was a sick-minded individual, and that he lived out the fantasies that he wrote about in his songs, and also that he wrote about the murder that he committed, because I absolutely think that he committed this murder. Now, I'm going to skip past this because, matter of fact, I'm going to mute this. Hold on, I'm going to go back so we can see clips of this video. There we go.
Knife.
Now, let me say this. With that all being said, you know, this could have been some sort of sick sacrifice, like I said. Was he trying to make was he doing this for the music industry, for his fame and fortune? It is also gruesome. And everything about him, with all of the blood and gore in his videos, this is not like normal behavior. Okay, this is not normal behavior. At the end of the day, and another thing too is he spoke of having an alter ego by the name of Tommy. Now, when people speak of alter egos, people that are accused or do sick things like this, these people often have malevolent spirits attached to them. We call them demons. And sometimes they will name their demons, okay? Specifically, people that dabble in the occult that are in the music industry, okay? Like Nicki Minaj's Roman Polanski, or what does she call him? Roman. I forget the last name. It's not Polanski, I don't think. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Nicki has Roman. Beyonce with Sasha Fierce. Okay. And I think the country singer Keith Urban had an alter ego also. This is something that's not, you know, it's not it's pretty common is what I'll say. This is something that's common in the music industry for these people to take on these so-called alter egos, which in my opinion are nothing more than demons, okay, that aid them in their success and their career and all of that. And when they do these things, they usually give some sort of sacrifice, okay, or yes, it is Polanski Queen. Okay, like the real Roman Polanski, the guy that made Rosemary's Baby. Okay, thank you, beloved. Thank you. Okay, so this is all just sick, but let's continue.
First went viral on TikTok. Did this artist with the 3.8 million followers now released his debut album Withered in April, been on tour since August. Tour stops in Seattle on Wednesday were canceled, and shows he's set to perform in San Francisco.
I'm gonna fast forward because some of this I already told you guys.
I mean, we're already seeing the downslide of, the sponsorship potentials. Fortnite was getting ready to make a skin for him and put him in the game, and they quickly canceled that. You talked about the Hollister, ad and the Croc thing that also got canceled as well. It's one of those things where, more people know his name now and are probably listening to his music just to see what the hype is about. So you're going to see an uptick in streams, I think, in that regard. And if he somehow proves his innocence in this situation, I think this possibly makes him bigger. And you've also seen situations when someone does something terrible, it also helps as well. There was an artist a few years ago who his name escapes me. He's a rapper from Dallas, the Dallas area, who committed a murder. He was on the run for a while. And his streams went through the roof just because he was involved in a case. And he was actually, he's bigger behind bars than he was when he was in the free world. So, we live in different times than it was back in the day, to where things that would typically end an artist's career actually mysteriously boost them. Yeah.
And do you know why that is? Because there's a whole bunch of sick people in this world today, more so than usual, if you ask me. And I happen to think that a lot of it has to do with social media. Okay, I happen to think that a lot of it has to do with social media. Okay, we'll talk about that another time, but let's continue.
Mike, from an investigative standpoint too, the amount of people around him and his fame, but also his money. He's a 20-year-old who's already been able to make some serious cash. That would lend one to believe that he'll lawyer up very quickly and access to him is going to be limited. Your thoughts on that part of the investigation and how a little bit more difficult it might be for investigators given his status?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he can lawyer up. It doesn't mean that the police can't interrogate him. He'll just have to have a lawyer present. So we're going to have to, we could interview the staff, the people around him. I'm sure they already opened up a tip line, and because of his fame and perhaps now notoriety, might be a lot of information that detectives will have to collate and investigate. And hopefully it's something that's proactive that can lead to something good, some good probable cause information that they can act on.
Yeah, we shall see. This is obviously developing. We'll continue to follow it. Mike Alcaraz and Head Crack, thank you.
All right, so you all heard that is also egregious. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to this report from News Nation, and then I'm going to start showing you all some of the receipts. Okay, I just want to put all this information out there for those who are not familiar with the case, may not have heard all the details or whatever, and so you won't be lost in the sauce when I start showing the receipts. All right.
Not to be too graphic, but it's important for the investigation and obviously for the autopsy as well. She was not found in her complete, her complete body wasn't found. These were parts. And if I'm not mistaken, was it a head and a torso and that's it?
Yeah, there was also, there were, I don't want this, you're right, this is just very grisly to say, but I don't know if they have had all the limbs. They certainly had some of them because the police did say that she had this tattoo, which is very interesting, something we found out, but she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said the letters SHHH ... And that was on her right index finger. We had actually spoken to Celeste's mother last week. And at that point, the police had said that the tattoo was there, but the mom told us more information, which the police had not released, which was that the tattoo was in red ink.
You at TMZ were able to zero in on his fingers, I think, in one of the photographs and see that he's got the same one.
Yes, he had the same one, at least as of last September. So we went back last summer looking for this tattoo. And from April, photos that we found of him performing, from April up till August 1st, all the photos did not show that tattoo. And then in September of 2024, then we found a photo where he did have, and we've seen others since then, where he has this tattoo on his finger.
Not to be too.
I find it all so interesting, honey. This is so sick. I can't even believe that this is like in real life. This seems like the plot to a movie or something. Okay, that's what this seems like. Please pay attention. This is all nefarious. So with that all been said, let's go to some video clips of, what do I have this listed as? This is David talking about how he got started and all of that. Okay, let's get into it.
At the time, I didn't have producers and like that to go to, so I was like, I turned to online and I looked up indie type beats, and this producer named Dan Darmawan came up. There was one, I instantly gravitated to it. I downloaded it, sent it to my phone, loaded it up on BandLab, got up from the computer. Where are my recording headphones at? Got up from the computer, ran to my studio. Now, if you take a look around, this is my little sister's room. And this happens to be my little sister's closet. I do not have a walk-in closet.
I know I would go upstairs and he would be sitting, he would be in the closet making music, and he said, oh, I'm making music for myself. And I was like, okay. That closet is right over our bedroom, so every time he goes in there, we know.
I'm scared. I was like, okay, that sounds kind of good. It feels like you don't care. And then I stopped. Because I was like, bro, this could potentially go somewhere. I went back. You can see the vocal tracks and stems here. I'm scared. So overnight, I literally just threw this up. How do you get your BandLab to sound like this? This sounds like studio, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as soon as I saw this, I posted it, and after that, it just went stupid.
Big news, David breaks the top 40 with his single Romantic Homicide, which he reportedly recorded.
David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David, is the registered owner of the Tesla. The 20-year-old musician is known for songs that have gone viral on TikTok, like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me. David is scheduled to perform in
Why the fuck would they put this clip in here?
Minneapolis today as part of his Withered World Tour that began last month. He will also stop in Los Angeles on September 20th. We've reached out to David's representatives, but we are still waiting to hear back from them. Reporting live in Hollywood.
That's crazy. I hope
It's not what people are thinking. It's a setup. They probably not even a setup. I think his car probably got stolen. That's crazy though. What the fuck?
Have you talked about the situation
with David?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro. Because I was still going to listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
No, listen, he didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
No. And I'm going to perform. We're going to perform on the 20th, me and David.
I knew David for 3.5 years. Nobody framed him. He 100% did this. Explain to me how he has the exact same tattoos as this girl whose dead body was found discombobulated in his car. Or let's talk about on this live stream with Jason Nguyen and David, Celeste introduced herself. So I want you to explain to me how it's reasonable for a 20-year-old man to have relationships with a 14-year-old girl and was talking to her ever since she was 11. I'm in the Discord chat. This is his account. This is the girl he was talking to. And let's just think, if David just happens to be innocent, which he's not, how come his little friend who just got murdered, he isn't upset about? We know this is his 14-year-old friend that's a girl. She just happened to die. Who would do that? Keep in mind, she's missing. She had contact with no one else but David, and her body was found inside of a Tesla. Do you understand how you open a Tesla? Yeah, with the phone belonging to the owner of the car. And it was already confirmed that the car wasn't stolen, so instantly when I saw this story, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously he did it. There is no way you can defend this man.
Okay, please pay attention. At the end of the day, I never thought his car was stolen either. I absolutely did not think that at any point in time. Okay, so now with that all being said, I also thought it was interesting when he talked about his alter ego, because if you listen to what he says about his alter ego by the name of Tommy, it all sounds nefarious, okay? It all sounds nefarious. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can get a look at this. All right, here we go. Now, this is an interview he did. Get an overlay real quick.
And we're talking about like the treatment and stuff like that. And I had the idea to kind of make this first music video introduce a character that I had been kind of ideating for a really long time. That's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie. I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point. And I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Tommy, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears his blindfold and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And
now, I want you all to pay close attention to what he said. He said this alter ego, Tommy, was the evil version of him. And Tommy means pain. Okay, so that lets you know that he wanted to inflict pain. That's what that was. Okay, he was clearly a sadomasochist, in my opinion. He wanted to inflict pain. Look at the blood and the gore and the things that he talks about and the imagery that he uses in videos and pictures. It's obvious that he was into some sick and gory stuff. Okay, blood and gore. All right, so that's what this is all sounding like.
the story of the manga went like I was.
And one more thing, let me add also that he said that this Tommy character, his alter ego, was an agent of chaos. Demons are agents of chaos. I want you to pay attention. That's why the word pandemonium, and those of you that follow the spiritual channel, you know I've told you this before, the word pandemonium literally means chaos. But if you break down the etymology of the word, pan means all, and in the word pandemonium, the word demon is literally in the middle of that word. All demons, okay? And demons stir up chaos and confusion. They cannot reside in a peaceful environment. So when he says that Tommy was an agent of chaos, he's basically telling us that Tommy was a whole demon. But let's continue.
As a detective, and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden. And he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it. Like, it was in the vault for like months and months and months. And I introduced it for the first time on screen because I had the opportunity with music to kind of explore this idea further with the Romantic Homicide music video. And people were asking so many questions. I was like, yo, this is kind of fire, because like nobody would have ever heard of it if it wasn't for this music video. But Tommy was the staple of this music video. You kind of see him throughout the entire thing. He's holding the knife with the bloody thing. You get the girl who's basically like the ghost of the person that he killed. Was his first victim in the manga.
Y'all hear this? The ghost holding a knife, a bloody knife. The girl in the video is the ghost of the person that he killed. Now, I'm sorry. This ain't no coincidence. This man is a whole psycho. Let's continue. He's a psychopath, not a sociopath, but a psychopath, likely.
And I put that all on screen, and me and Tommy had a great time just like chopping it up and getting to kind of merge creative ideas on the entire thing. And the Bloody Rose aesthetic was birthed in that music video as well, and kind of me representing my entire artistry through this rose, which is like beautiful things can hurt you, with the stems having thorns on them. And that became my entire aesthetic for like the rest of time. I kind of still, even to this day, use that bloody rose to kind of show how beautiful things can hurt you, even through music. Like, music is very beautiful, but it can also hurt you with the lyrics, or, you know, make you think about certain things in your own life that make you think about painful things and stuff like that. So yeah, that music video was the focal point and the start and foundation of all the different songs and music videos and creative points, and the creative direction for like my album now, and all that stuff literally came from that one music video in Arizona. So shout out to Tommy Killjoy, because without that music video, none of that would have happened. And Tommy is seen throughout literally almost every one of my music videos. We did anime music videos with
Okay, this dude is a straight weirdo. All right, FBA Sly says, I really dislike these new black weirdos. Back in the 90s and 2000s, these type of dudes would not be mainstream. We used to tease these dudes because we knew they were weirdos that would be on weirdo-ish. I agree, beloved. This is some weird ish. And he's talking about it so matter-of-factly, like this is just normal. Like, these are thoughts that normal people have on a regular basis, or ideas that normal people come up with. You know what he's reminding me of? He's reminding me of the guy that was the Virginia Tech shooter. Okay, do you all remember the Virginia Tech shooter that killed 33 people back in 2006? Virginia Tech shooter. Remember how I told you guys that before he shot up the school, before he killed all those people, he basically had been writing some sick poetry about blood and stuff and murder and all this stuff. Okay. He killed 32 students, 23-year-old. All right. And Si Hu Cho, I believe was his name. But nonetheless, the professor was Nikki Giovanni, who was one of my favorite poets. May she rest in peace. But Nikki Giovanni had warned staff and the administration that he was going to do something murderous, that she didn't trust him because of the things that he was writing. Now, how did she know he was going to do that? Well, because she's a poet herself. And a poet knows that we write from what we think about, what's in our hearts and what's in our minds. Okay. Our reality is what we write about, because I'm a poet too. So with that all being said, you could hear in his lyrics the sick thoughts in his mind, because he was writing his own music. He was the singer-songwriter. Nobody's writing these songs for him. He was writing these things himself. Okay, and he was living out these fantasies. And I do believe that this young girl, he said something about torture. He was probably torturing her. She had told some of her friends that he was trying to make her do some sick things, okay, when they were having relations, and that sometimes she would bleed and stuff like that. This is all just so crazy. Okay, so but anyway, this video right here of him talking about this alter ego Tommy just all sounds nefarious in my opinion. And I absolutely think that Tommy was a whole demon, okay, that he manifested, right? And that was having him to carry out these heinous acts. Now let's go to this other part of an interview where he's talking about God, because I thought that was interesting.
Everybody had relationships. I didn't have a relationship.
Okay, I was trying to make sure I had an overlay on there. Hold on just a second.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to be involved in this or have a heartbreak for myself. So I kind of just like made up these scenarios of myself getting heartbroken and being in love and stuff like that. And I would write songs about things that never happened. And that would just become my life.
Now it's all happening.
4 years, man. Yeah.
You were also raised in a very religious household.
Yeah, super.
Does God play a role in your life today?
Bro, the faith-based thinking and just being grounded on the rock of God is just like, it helps me in so many aspects, staying level-headed and staying on the ground and staying realistic and not getting too big of a head. And my family is very, very supportive, and they're my support system, and they guide me through this whole thing. We have family Bible study every Saturday, you know, I'm still trying to learn and grow more in the faith, and just keep myself super, I wouldn't say like normal, but keeping myself very sane. It helps me stay sane.
First of all, he was not sane. He sounds insane. And at the end of the day, anybody that's all into Christianity and just loving God and trying to do what God wants you to do would not be doing any of this stuff that he's been doing with the songs, the blood, the gore, because that's all satanic stuff. That has nothing to do with God. Okay, the bloody clothes and all the sick stuff he was doing, that has nothing to do with God. And he's not going to convince me that he was having no darn Bible study every Saturday. Maybe his family was having it every Saturday, and he used to do it every Saturday because he did grow up with a religious background, because I did my research on him. Okay, I believe he's from Texas, but he did grow up in a religious household, you know, and all of that. But I think he strayed from the path and got into all of this occult-like practices and demonic stuff, and then started having these sick fantasies and fetishes because of that demon that he speaks of, talking about it's his alter ego. But that demon is the other part of himself. Diane says Tommy is the demon inside of him. Absolutely, I do believe so.
This entire thing, for sure. Yeah.
It is. What can you describe what is grounding about it? I mean,
and then somebody has on there guilty, innocent until proven guilty. Well, you know, that's true, but I absolutely believe he's guilty. I mean, I'll be hard pressed for them to find somebody, in my opinion, that can prove that he didn't do this stuff. Like, it's just too much going on. I absolutely think that he did all of it. I mean, look, he has a very sick mind, and talking about it like this is just what people do on a regular basis. Yeah, I don't think so. Now, here's another interview of him, and he's talking about the song that he did about a killing, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear. I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind. But it's really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died. In the back of my mind, I killed you. So it's all in the mind, because that's the most secure place you can be, is in your mind. So if you can expel that thought from your mind, then everything else will just come together.
Let me tell you all another thing that I noticed about him is he's a person who tried to string words together to make himself sound as if he's saying something prolific or something very deep, and he wasn't saying anything really. When you really listen to it, he wasn't saying ish. Now here's his friend again, the one that said that he's known him for 3 years and that he absolutely did it. Okay, he's got some more to say. Let's get into it.
I knew David for 3.5 years. Nobody framed him.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the same video. Hold on. I have another video of him. Hold on. My mistake. Okay, so let's go to this set of videos where he's actually with Celeste out in public. And this is what makes me think that people absolutely knew what was going on. Okay, because he was out with Celeste in public on more than one occasion.
Yeah, excuse me, bro. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm an artist, bro. I'm an artist.
You're an artist? What's your name?
Yeah, D4vd, or David for short.
What song should people know about you?
Ooh, I just dropped this one song with Caliucci's just now called Crashing.
Tell us about that record.
I was in Houston, was in my closet. I make everything on my phone too, BandLabs, the vibes. And I made this song off a YouTube beat. I was like, yo, I might need to send it to somebody for the second verse. I was like, you know what? Caliucci's might fit on this perfect. So I sent it to her. She worked so fast, bro. She sent me back the verse the next day. It's the third single to my upcoming album, Withered on 425.
Tell us about the album. What can the people expect?
Oh, yeah, it's my first project. My first fully like fleshed out project. It kind of encapsulates my whole life. I'm just excited to see what my fans think about it and how like they relate to it on a personal level.
What's one thing that the fans don't know about you?
I love anime. I do gymnastics and parkour. So I'll do a backflip on command if I want to.
What's your favorite anime?
Right now, probably Demon Slayer.
What's next for you? What do you have planned?
Oh, I got Coachella coming up. After that, going on a big tour.
Thank you so much, man.
Of course, bro.
Have a good one.
Y'all saw that, right? Did y'all see that? Now, that was some sick stuff. Okay? Was that real blood? And if so, where the hell did he get all that blood from? Okay, that is absolutely sick. Five Rank said, dude seems like a complete weirdo. Oh, yeah, he seems like one. I think he is. Now, here's a video of him when he was out with Celeste, which is what further makes me think that people that he works with, okay. And I also heard a rumor, I don't know if this is true, that his PR people and everybody knew what was going on, that he was dealing with somebody who wasn't of age. Now, in those two clips, that was either Celeste or somebody that looks like Celeste. And I happen to think that was her, and as does many other people. He had her out in public. Like I said, that's why I think people knew about it. Okay, that looked just like Celeste. Okay, and they said she would have on hoodies or some kind of way, be trying to obstruct her face and whatnot. But that absolutely looked like Celeste. Okay, so he's out with her in public and going to a show or wherever. That's where it looked like they were, but backstage or whatever. And nobody knew about his inappropriate relationship with her. I think people absolutely knew, and they covered up for him. And here's a video of Celeste and him on a live, or let me say someone who looks like Celeste, but I think this is actually her. And she exposes him in the video. She says something about him. Now I want you all to listen, because I edited this part out. I edited this part out of the video. You can hear her say it, but I edited it so you can't hear exactly what she said. But she said something about him raping, okay, little people. Okay, so please pay attention. And this is on live, and then he tells his moderators to delete it.
It's controversial of rapists. No, I need to.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Yo! Wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer.
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan. Mixed by me. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria. Appreciate you.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
Okay, so y'all heard that, right? Now, that could have been, for all we know, that could have been her, trying to expose him or trying to let people know what's going on. She said something about him raping. And then I was reading the comments in the chat on that live stream, and somebody told him that he was headed to Epstein Island. And that's when he's like, no. And then telling the mods to delete it. Like, this is all so nefarious as far as I'm concerned. Now this is a video I'm going to show you of the anime with the body being dismembered, and the video with him looking at it like a bloody body or something in a car from some video. I think it's Romantic Homicide, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I removed the music and added my own so I don't get any copyright issues.
Every time open a sex game, my kick, the words, my favorite. Can't even on even want to say. It's like an earthquake, don't calling you out. Queen of close to head, just get it from your back. Such a nice to play, easy, just a more for all. My hater, go ahead and get gone. Go ahead and
They've now released images and messages of singer David and the girl who was found in his Tesla. This is a picture of David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was believed to be around 13 at the time, with the caption, "Celeste and David don't let me sleep." These are messages between Celeste and her friend at the time she was missing, where her friend says, "I'm just gonna check up on you," and she responds, "I don't want to talk to anyone. That's it. Okay, yes, of course. But you have to swear you're gonna stay safe. Are you gonna talk to David or go back with him, because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him? I'm safe. No, I'm not. Okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. Love you too." Here's where things get weird. Celeste says it can bleed and not bleed during, "Because you probably did it when you were younger. I didn't because I wasn't." "You said you bled." "What? I thought I did. I only bled with David." "With Gus, I was just," "and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having," with him. This is apparently a picture of David paying off Celeste's friends not to expose their relationship. This is a Discord chat dating back to 2022 where David says Celeste in here and she responds, "Hi David." And another one in 2024 where people say he has a GF and her name is Celeste. Here's another picture where they seem to be FaceTiming, and another one where they're together as well, and this is dated December 12th of 2023. Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Okay, so you all hear that? Now I find that all very interesting, like I said. And not just that, like I told you all, the bodyguard was trying to claim that he didn't know who she was or something like that. But then they said there was something in Discord where the bodyguard was speaking to her. Hold on, I'm trying to pull that up. Okay, because I forgot to send that to my email. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show this last video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, hold on, beloveds. Here we go. While I'm sending this to my email, let's have another brief word from our sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells a beard oil.
Of you and David talking to the minor. Bands, I used to bodyguard for him, bro. I was bodyguarding for him in 2022.
Okay, so that was the bodyguard, you know, trying to play dumb. Okay. And if you didn't get to see what those messages said, let me just share those on the screen. Let me share those on the screen so you all can see, because he's acting like he didn't know who she was, right? All BS. So this is what the bodyguard says. You can clearly see it's him. August 15th of 2022, 9:35. That's him, Marky. "Hey, Celeste, pretty girl." See, these people knew what he was doing. Okay? These people knew what he was doing. Even people online. They said there was one person who did a video saying that they tried to expose him like 8 months ago, but nobody was listening. Nobody did anything about it. Hold on. Before this even happened, he says, I think 8 months ago it had already happened, because she's been missing for like a year and a half. Maybe she wasn't dead 8 months ago, but she was nonetheless already with him, supposedly. Okay, see this one? What people are saying? Best facts, best bodyguard. He'd kill for me. Do y'all see that? That's what David said. That's what David said to the bodyguard in that exchange that they were having. Okay? Best bodyguard. He'd kill for me. So did the bodyguard help him? Because, some people think that maybe he had a little help, putting that body in the trunk or whatever, getting it off the property. Who knows? At the end of the day, I find it all so interesting. So I don't know. What do you all think about all of this? What do you all think about all of this? I find it all so interesting. This is just some sick stuff. And that poor girl was 13 years old. And he obviously, according to him, knew her since she was 10. Knew her since she was 10. He was grooming her, I'm pretty sure. That's just my opinion. Grooming her. And the mom saying that she had a boyfriend all this time or whatever named David. Well, why didn't she get any information about this person? Okay, that just sounds very crazy to me. And then also, there was a guy saying that David didn't do it. Now, he sounds crazy. I'm going to go to his video. I'm going to go to this dude's video because he's like, oh, David didn't do it. Well, I haven't listened to the video, but I sent it to my email so we can check it out because he swears David didn't do it, apparently. Here we go.
There are.
Hold on. Let me get an overlay just in case this person's on YouTube as well because I got this off of TikTok.
Going to be people who are pissed off with me because I'm going to 100% prove that the singer David did not murder Celeste Rivas, but he's still guilty of 5 felonies, which will still get him life. So the first thing is always going to be automatic suspicion. Just is what it is. We believe that in this day and age, you got a car, we found a dead body in there. Oh yeah. It's over. So who did it exactly? Check. Exclusive details. David hacked up body found an impounded Tesla linked to singer. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the body found in the Tesla was chopped up and heavily decomposed. The medical examiner will determine the exact cause of death. A Tesla registered to singer David, a popular singer with millions of streams, is under police microscope after a body was found inside the vehicle at a Hollywood tow yard. LAPD tells TMZ officers responded Monday after receiving a report of a foul odor coming from the Tesla. Cops say human remains were found and the case is now being treated as a death investigation. According to ABC7, the remains were found in a bag inside the car's trunk. The Tesla has been sitting at the tow yard for the past couple of days. Authorities have not released the person's identity. TMZ.
Okay, we don't need to listen to him any further because he's saying stuff that we already know at this point. Okay, bottom line is I don't know why he thinks this man didn't do it. Okay, I'm not convinced. All right, I'm not convinced. I'm going to need to see some serious evidence, all right, for me to be convinced. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this next video. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. I'm going to share this next video clip. Here we go.
All I want to know is, where was y'all at when we been trying to expose David? You know what I'm saying? 8 months ago, the underground, the real underground scene, you feel me? Because we don't associate with none of that craziness, you know what I'm saying? Where was y'all at when we was in them discords, when he was paying people to delete pictures? Like, we been seeing it. We been trying to expose it. Y'all waited till somebody lost their life and then bring it to the light, bro. We been trying to shed light on it. Y'all just, you know what I'm saying, overlooked it and waited till something unfortunately devastated happened. So, unfortunately, it's sad that it played out that way, but at the end of the day, we been trying to shed light on it. Like, 8 months ago, I can name drop people who've been doing it. Tubman Underground posted it. Tubman, all them underground pages from 2022. Come on, bro. We been knew about this stuff, bro. We been trying to expose it. Now y'all wanna shed light on it. Nah, bro. RP Shotty though.
So you all heard that. He said they've been trying to shed light on it. So that's what I'm saying. People knew what was going on.
David talking to the minor. Bands.
Hold on, wrong video. Hold on. I find it all so interesting. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Nothing to do with the David situation. Yes, I am in his Discord. This is David. This is the victim, Celeste. I've known David for a very long time. Before his music career, I was the leader of his Fortnite clan. That's how we know each other. This victim, Celeste, I don't even remember ever talking to. I don't think I have. I know this means nothing, but she had the 18+ rule. And if you are a multi-platinum artist like David, I don't think you would have a 13-year-old girl around you. But unfortunately, I was wrong. A year ago, I was publicly saying that David was the enemy. Check the dates. Check the dates. Remember the enemy 2 years ago. Never listening to David again. This is a video from us back in 2023. We talked a couple times on stream and there are recordings of this. A few of us literally were there like this. Like we know something, we just can't prove it. And for now 2.5 years, I've been making jokes about this. And this is crazy how I feel like the prophesizer.
Okay. So basically, like I said, people knew something was going on and something wasn't right.
David posted this on August 12, 2025. I don't see a lot of people talking about this song that he made on August the 12th, but a supporter did point this out to me. At the beginning of this song, David is waving goodbye to something. When it zooms in, it kind of looks like a shed or something. Maybe a storage, but don't that shed and storage look familiar? Yes, romantic homicide storage. David is walking outside recording, in which it kind of looks like he starts counting down. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Me and another supporter was also talking about his obsession with the number 4. With his obsession with Japanese anime, she was just telling me about the meaning of the number 4 in Japanese. She was just telling me that even hospitals don't have the number 4. They skip over it because it sounds the same as the word death, making it a symbol of bad luck. So for him to be counting down to 4 twice at that location, it was kind of weird. But yes, here's a close-up of that shed again. And this is the shed that he was walking outside of. The video was made on August the 12th, 2025. Now, as you can see in Romantic Homicide, there is a guy walking past the shed. And David is literally doing the same. He's
Okay. I had to stop that because they started trying to play some music on it. But y'all hear that? So this is all very crazy, okay? And let me just say this. Another thing that I found interesting is the fact that September the 7th, okay, David announced that he had a new album coming out with 15 songs. Celeste turned 15, or she would have turned 15 had she been alive. She would have actually turned 15 on September the 7th. So on the day that she would have turned 15, he announces a new album with 15 songs. Coincidence? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. And then let's not forget about the lyrics in the song Decide, released in 2022. I know what the problem is. Save your tears, 7 years. Okay? And then her brother said that she wanted to wait until she was 18 and get married. All right. She would have been 11 in 2022. 7 plus 11 is 18, just like her brother said. So yeah, this is all adding up to a homicide. All right? A homicide. And they also said in his video, One More Dance, which I haven't seen, it has some sort of clues in there. And then, oh yeah, I think that's the song where he says she fell in love with the devil again or something like that. Okay, this is all so crazy. At the end of the day, they're saying, some people are saying that he's not even a suspect, but I absolutely believe that he's a suspect. The police are investigating him, and he has to be a suspect because the police raided his house. They just haven't gotten the information that they're looking for thus far. Okay, they really are also probably waiting on the autopsy result. Perhaps they want to know how she was killed. If they can determine the cause of death, which they haven't so far. You know, and I'm not too sure this wasn't a sacrifice. Like I said, we hear about stuff like this all the time. Okay, we hear about this stuff all the time in the music industry and in Hollywood. And that's what it all sounds like. So anyway, Hold on, beloveds. I'm looking for something real quick. Hold on. I'm doing a search. Okay, so it's called Rehab. The song that he has called Rehab. It's where he says she fell in love with the devil again. Now, I find that interesting because just listen to the stuff that he says. Okay, now listen to this. I'm going to read you all the lyrics to this song, okay? Listen to this. Sparking again, Coca-Cola and liquor. Okay, he says the word cocaine with a C. Cocaine and liquor. Hang out with your friends. I'm at the party where it never ends. I'm at the party with hella regrets. I feel like getting in trouble again. Kickstart, repertoire with a shovel again. Sounds like burying a body that he has killed. But let me continue. Okay, I'm on a different level again. She fell in love with the devil again. I got to get her out of here. I don't feel this way anymore. For the girl that I used to know, I'd rather take it slow. She thinks she's too good for me now. No room in class for a clown. It's too much for me to handle. White rose petals, broken hearts and bloody sandals, bodies stacked on top of another. A good undercover, too bad for each other, now or not. I've been hearing gunshots inside of my clouded thoughts. Do I love you a lot? Think about the bloody rose petals, because in that video there was bloody white roses, if you all remember. Okay, so he says, I've been hearing gunshots inside of my clouded thoughts. Do I love you a lot? Ha, never mind. It don't matter what we've done tonight. You can't run or hide from me now. Stay a sec. Trying to keep you from self-destructing. Just hold on to something. Because we're sparking again. Cocaine and liquor. Hang out with your friends. I'm at the party where it never ends. I'm at the party with hella regrets. I feel like getting in trouble again. Kickstart repertoire with the shovel again. I'm on a different level again. She fell in love with the devil again. She got to get apart for now because it's obvious. You don't feel the same as you did the other day. Where'd we go wrong? I see it now. I see it now. I see it now. I see it now. I cannot be. What you want me to be? Do you envy? I see it now in my energy. When you talk to me, don't walk with me, don't follow me, it's all honesty. I don't know you all that well. I will not chase you on your way to hell. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? D Money said, can that be used in court? Yes, they use it on Young Thug. They use Young Thug's lyrics against him in court. Yes. They absolutely can. Red Area said Queen Flow, and sit down somewhere. I'm just reading the lyrics. Oh my God, y'all are so crazy. Measurement said Queen Spitting. No, I really was reading the lyrics. Okay, y'all need to stop. But so with that all being said, did y'all hear that? Dion said he probably rubbed her. He is weak. His songs are weak. Okay. Terry Hinn said we heard Queen. Y'all need to stop. So this is all very sad and disturbing. At the end of the day, RIP to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She did not deserve that. She was so young and beautiful, had her whole life ahead of her. A young girl misguided, likely groomed and led astray by this devil, this thug, someone with a sick and demented and depraved mindset, someone who sought her out and likely had planned all along to take her up out of here. You see, here's the thing about him. At the end of the day, I think that he was just, someone who was into there's this genre of music. It's called horrorcore. And I think that he was probably into that because they did say that he liked that kind of stuff. He liked to watch that kind of stuff. And if you all remember, I did a story some years ago on my when I used to have the true crime channel. I did a story about a guy who listened to that type of rap.
It's called horrorcore, and most of the people in it don't look like me. And these people rap about murder and bloody stuff and just gory stuff. And the reason I did a video about it is because one of the people who listened to it did something like this. They did something just like this. If you all remember, yes, Red Aries said horrorcore, like drill music. Yes. And a person who was listening to it committed murder just like this. It was a girl that he met online. They both had an interest in horrorcore. He ends up going to meet her because there's a concert in her city. And so he flies there for the concert and ends up, her mom lets him stay with them. He ends up murdering her and her mom in their house with an axe. It was very gruesome. And when the father came, because I think he was trying to get in touch with them, the father and the mom were divorced, but he came to look for them for whatever reason. He came to the house. I think it was the father, and he ended up killing him too. And then went to the airport, packed his stuff, and went to the airport like it was all good, like nothing ever happened. Okay? At the end of the day, it was all crazy. And now also, hold on, let me look up because I almost forgot to tell you all. Hold on for a second, because before I even say this, let me just double check, because somebody told me this. I need to fact check something real quick. Hold on, beloveds. Somebody was saying that Kanye said something about David. Hold on. Somebody did a video about that, and I'm like, are they just making this up to get clicks and views? Kanye West and the singer David have no public personal connection. Okay, Kanye West is a rapper, da-da-da. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to fact check that because somebody did a video saying that Kanye West came out and said that he was with David on the day that the body was found in the car. And I'm like, Kanye, how did Kanye get in this? Okay, so probably somebody just saying whatever. Okay, so in cases like this and these type of stories, you have to be careful of misinformation and people saying stuff for clicks and views. All right, so I just wanted to double check that real quick. Brother Lynch was about to doubt a killer on wax. Allegedly, things went left when she got pregnant. Vloggers are reporting a fetus found buried at David's residence. Okay, that's what they're reporting. I heard something about that too. But that hasn't been in the news. Hold on, let me fact check that real quick. And he did say something, now that I think about it, there was a text or something, but that's not true. There was no fetus found at his house or whatever, okay? There was nothing like that found. That has not been reported. That's not confirmed. People are just saying stuff, and that's what I hate. I don't know why people just make up stuff or say stuff they don't know and can't prove. But at the end of the day, this is all crazy, honey. All right, so everybody please like and share. Thank you in advance. OG Patrice is saying she sent me some videos. Hold on. Hold on, let me see what this is. Oh, this is a teacher. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so I can show you all this. This is a teacher. Remember, guys, if you all remember, if you're watching from the beginning, I told you all about the teacher who said that he used to teach Celeste. Okay. And so this is a teacher talking about in the classroom. Hold on one second. Let me see what this other video is. I'm going to go to the timestamp. I don't have time to show this whole video. Okay, and this is one where David is talking. Okay, thanks, OG Patrice. Let me send this to my email real quick. Okay, so now let's get into it. I'm going to share these on the screen, but there was no fetus found. And like I said, there was another body found at that same impound lot days later after Celeste's body was found in his car, in David's car. But that has nothing to do with this case, according to the police. Okay, in reports. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to also put up an overlay.
Discord chat hinting that he and a now
That this is like not a one-off thing. He's probably, you know,
this is mental.
other younger underage girls, you know, before her.
Yeah, because from what she told me is that half of them are older and half of them are young in there.
Oh, wow.
And they met each other when they were playing Fortnite and stuff. Like Celeste and David, they were playing Fortnite, and then she basically came on to Discord.
Then there's also a guy that lives out in Egypt. And this guy, I showed a clip in my last video. He tried to basically put David on blast like 2 years ago. But then David was kind of like, I'm going to do a feature with you or a collab with you. So then the guy stopped trying to put him on blast. He kind of just kept quiet. Well, he put out a clip talking about why he kept quiet, because people are asking him, why'd you keep quiet? You know, you helped in the situation. So he's actually saying why he kept quiet, because pretty much David told him a bunch of lies and he believed it. So we're going to take a look at that for you guys.
So obviously y'all have seen the current David.
Okay, so I want you all to pay attention. So you mean you kept quiet about something you knew was inappropriate, about somebody dealing with somebody underage, also you could be featured on this disgusting person's music? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, not.
This situation in this video, I just want to address some stuff. Now, a lot of people on Twitter are mad at me because in 2023, I tried to expose David for what he was doing at the time. And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her.
Okay, so listen, people are asking what is Fortnite. Okay, Fortnite is a video game. And let me just tell you all this. At the end of the day, here's how David got his start. He wanted to be a gamer. Okay, so he used to do these videos where he's playing like Fortnite or whatever. And so basically, he didn't get a lot of views. And so he saw other gamers getting all these views. And so he noticed that the reason they were likely getting all these views is because they were using songs that were trending. So then he started using songs that were trending, and then his views went out the window. You know, he got a bunch of views or whatever. They skyrocketed or whatever. Okay, but then he started getting all these copyright strikes. And so then he wasn't making money, because if you get copyright strikes, you don't get paid for it, right? So then he complained about it to his mother, and his mother told him, well, why don't you just make your own music? And so he did. And the first song that he did, he posted it with his video, and he put the caption, first Fortnite user, first Fortnite gamer to add his own music. And so then everybody started using his music, and that's basically how he blew up. Okay, now let's hear what this guy's talking about.
I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls, underage girls, that had claimed David had messaged them or had, you know, relationships with them, or, you know, doing inappropriate things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, you know, I was having a lot of shit for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, you know, streaming services, because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to.
Okay, it says, no, just some MFs trying to get clout, spreading false information. Okay, the guy asked him, is the stuff people told me about you true? And this is from March 19th of 2023. Well, of course, he's not going to admit it to you.
I get clout You know, there's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, you know, no one else came out after that. So from my point of view, you guys need to understand that it did look like they were just claims. So a lot of people are asking me, why was I promoting a song in 2024 and 2025 that I had with David? It's because the claims that I had in 2023 were, you know, put on hold. It's as if they didn't exist. I had no idea. I was told that they were false by David and his legal team.
First of all, of course, he's going to tell you they're false. He knew that stuff was real. In my opinion, I don't believe him. I believe that he stopped saying this stuff, just like the guy on this video said, because David featured him in a song. Okay, if you thought that stuff was true, why would you even be talking to David after that? Why would you do a song with him? Yeah, I think he did it. I think he just shut up about it because he thought he was going to be on the song and all of that.
So after the whole situation happened, I actually felt bad for, you know, spreading misinformation. I thought it was all fake. Obviously, with the stuff that's happened in the past 24 hours, I realized that, you know, they're now real, and some people have come out to me and told me that, you know, it was true. Not just that, but in 2023, when I made the claims, David's legal team did not want anyone to know that David was doing this type of stuff. So basically they blamed me and said that I was leaking music, but I wasn't leaking any music. They blamed me for leaking music. I was leaking the facts. So they just said that they're going to blame me for leaking music. That's my punishment. My song is off. That's it. And you guys need to understand that I felt terrible. I felt like I was going to ruin his career out. You know, I felt like I was spreading misinformation for him. I felt disgusting, bro. I was like, I gave him claims that weren't true because from what it looked like to me, they weren't true. You know, they were cleared and everything. No one else came out after that. But then obviously,
how was he cleared? Who cleared him? He sounds like he's okay. Red Air said he sounds like he's lying, a liar who lies. Exactly what I think. He's just trying to keep himself from getting any of the backlash for not talking about it, for shutting it all down and going on to try to do work with David. That's what I'm getting from this all. Okay, all of a sudden it was cleared. Who cleared it? Not the police. Okay, what he should have done was report it to the police and then let them do an investigation. If they found that he didn't do anything wrong, let them clear him. In the meantime, but he sold out because he wanted to do music with him. That's what that was. It's called clout chasing.
now it's a different story. That's why I was promoting the songs in 2024, 2025. I was cool with him. I wasn't like, you know, friends with him and stuff, but I didn't have a problem with him. Little do I know that he hated me. He has me blocked on Twitter right now, and he's blocked me within the past 24 hours because I was not blocked prior to, you know, everything happening. And also, I just want to add that I live in Egypt. I don't live in the US. I can't go to NYPD. I can't go to LAPD. I can't get in touch with the FBI.
This is all lies. Even if you live in Egypt, you can absolutely get in touch with them, just like you got on this live. Like, miss me with it. Okay, you can get in touch with them. Yes, you absolutely can. Like, miss me with it. It's only a phone call away, dude. Stop it.
The stuff that I had was just Discord messages. You know, I didn't have any solid evidence that he did it. But now, obviously, looking at it, it makes sense. So I just wanted to clear it up because a lot of people think I'm doing it for clout and I'm doing it for this and I'm doing it for that. I'm just doing it because I felt the time was right. And I've been sitting on this information and I'm just glad it's out now. I also want y'all to know that I was 16. I was a kid. I was scared. You know, I didn't want any legal things to happen. I didn't want my family to get involved. I was a 16-year-old kid. I was petrified. But that's it, really. I just wanted to mention that I don't have anything to do with Celeste. I'm praying for her family. There's a GoFundMe link. It'll be in my comments. I'll try pin it. And at this time, we just need to pray for the best. And hopefully this dude gets what he deserves.
Okay, sir. All I heard from him was a bunch of asinine excuses. He said that he was 16, and okay, that's true, and I get it. But at the end of the day, he had sense enough to know that something wasn't right about what David was doing. Okay, so anyway, with that all been said, let's go to the next video. All right, I'm going to share my screen. This is David talking. Here we go.
I know I haven't posted on his account in a little minutes, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the hurt and pain and death and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil.
the times in February and April. People in the neighborhood will report that they saw.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because it sounds like she's telling the same story I just told. Okay, so with that all being said, this is all just such a sad and gruesome story. Like, is this real life? Like, what is the world coming to? I told you all that the internet is the devil, and you all need to pay attention because if you have children and grandchildren, you need to be paying attention to their social media, who they're talking to. I have told you all many times that these predators go searching for these underage people on the internet. And then they start brainwashing them, grooming them, manipulating them, offering them things as reward to get them to do things they want them to do. And I believe that's exactly what happened in this case. And it's so very sad. Okay, one box says, "Hello, Queen. Many of these artists are new to me. So many of these new school artists are so demonic. There was a time not long ago when we would not think that." Exactly, beloved. You're absolutely right. Okay, thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. I absolutely agree. Listen, all of this stuff is just sick and disgusting. I absolutely think that people knew about this and were paid off, just like the guy said in that video. That video was him handing money to those teenagers or whatever, and you could see Celeste, or at least it looked like Celeste, standing off to the side in the background. Okay, at the end of the day, is that what he was paying them for? I believe so, because that young man just said that David offered to do a song with him. Now, first of all, what song would he really want to feature him on? Okay, unless it was to try to shut him up, to get him to be quiet, to get him not to tell what was really going on. Okay, this is all very interesting. With that all being said, honey, this remains to be seen. I'm going to keep you all updated on this story. You know, whether or not David gets arrested, well, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But from right now, from my perspective, it's looking like, it's looking like he's guilty. Okay, that's just my opinion. It's looking like he is absolutely guilty. Okay, and then here's another thing. He said a comment in one of his videos. I forget which video it was. Oh, no. It was the video with him and Celeste. When she said something about him graping, and then when I told you all I edited that video, well, she put an S on the end. Like there were multiple people that he did these things to. She didn't just say her. She didn't specifically say herself. Okay, she said kids with a plural. So was he doing this to other people? And is anybody else dead, possibly in his hands? I have a whole lot of questions. Okay, I have a whole lot of questions. Virgo said definitely gives guilty. That's what I think. Okay, I absolutely think so. But I'm going to keep you all updated on this. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. I hope you enjoy the rest of this day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Now, listen, here's the thing. I'm not sure if I'll be live in the morning. If I do, it's going to have to be early because I have an appointment from 9 to 10. I have an appointment with some people coming to do some work. Okay, from 9 to 10, I'm having my carpet cleaned, and then I've got somebody coming by here to work, do some work as well. This is all going down from 9 to 1. So I don't want to be on live with all this noise in the background, carpet being cleaned and whatnot, people working on stuff. So I'll probably go live at like 8 o'clock if I do. And if y'all don't see me at 8 o'clock or 8:15 by then you'll just have to wait till later, because that means I'm going to go live after all that's done. Okay? But I will be live tomorrow. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Okay? The teacher was on that video, Queen. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Thank you, OG Patrice. OG Patrice just reminded me that the teacher was on that video. Let me go to that part. Hold on. That was on the first video, right? I think that was the first video where the guy was talking. Let me go back to it. Thanks, OG Patrice. Okay, let me fast forward. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to. Okay, here's the teacher at the beginning. I'm going to share my screen. Then after this, we're out of here.
Technically.
this poster right here.
Celeste was trying to go back to her.
Hold on, was that it, OG Patrice? That's all they showed of him. They didn't show him really in the classroom. Hold on, or maybe that's a little bit further. Let me see if I can see it here. Okay, here we go.
She was 11 years old, and I believe he was 17.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
How long ago?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people the story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened. And it was this rapper that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
That they shouldn't even be talking. He shouldn't even be trying to talk. She shouldn't even be allowed in the Discord.
Okay, so you all heard that. This is just all given so sick. All right, this is all so sick. And here's the thing, like I said, parents need to be doing their due diligence and checking their children's emails. I mean, not emails, checking their children's internet history, okay, to see who they're talking to on these social media platforms, because this happens all too often. All right, this happens all too often. This is like what do you call it? A breeding ground for nefariousness. The internet, that is, for predators, for trafficking, for all kinds of heinous things. It's very dangerous. And even for adults, it's dangerous, which is why I'm always telling you all to be careful if you're going to be using these dating apps. The horror stories that I've reported to you continue to happen. Okay? So if it's dangerous for adults, it is 10 times as dangerous for a child to be on the internet. People out here masquerading as if they're the same age as these children, and then starting conversations with them, all to manipulate them and prey upon them. And by the time the parents or some adult finds out, it's usually too late. Okay, so like I said, prayers and condolences for her family. All right, everyone, make sure you tune in tomorrow. And I love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, instructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, peace. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? You all know I hate when this happens. And for some reason, oh, God, it's not even going to let me play my darn song. It's not even going to let me play my song. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm just going to close out. No song today, guys, because I'm having technical difficulties on this side. Okay, so anyway, love you all to life, and I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.